Hello, so I've got some progress. Whoop. We have a trailer. In all the excitement of getting it back home, I completely forgot to start filming anything, and I have been working on it for the last hour or two. Let me talk you through it. So this is the trailer I picked up. Pretty good value, I think, for what it is. It has got its issues. First off, it was missing a jockey wheel, so I have put a nice fresh one on. That's all good. What is good about the trailer is it's fully adjustable, so at the moment it's actually too long for what we need, so I can bring that bar in the front backwards a good way, and I can also slide the axle forwards, so that should balance things out a little better, being that it's going to be a sailboat trailer rather than this had a motorboat on there. It had some rollers on there which I have now removed, which is good because they rattled around like a god knows what while I was driving down the road, so hopefully that's sorted that. I need to fabricate a mast post to support the mast behind the van when it's on the road. Likewise, perhaps something on the back here for that. The one issue that I'm having at the moment is getting these bars out. These fixings here, which I think used to probably hold a lighting board. I'm not sure whether I'll use those or not and fabricate a new lighting board rack. We will see, but I want to get them out anyway. So that is a job that I'm trying to do at the moment. Gonna be resorting, they're free, they move, but on the ends of the bolts there's loads of rust, so tried a bit of heat, tried WD-40. I can't get the rust to come off enough to let them freely move out, so my plan at the moment is cut them off and screw them, cut it off nice and low and then screw it in, because this part here is actually nice and free at the moment. I'll give it a bit of a brush down with some with a wire brush to make it nice and loose, and then just drop them straight through and out the bottom. I think that's going to be the quickest way, because there's still a good inch or so left on there to unscrew. The brackets for the wheel guards, mud guards, are a little bent, so I will pop those off and straighten those out. But otherwise, I'm pretty happy with the trailer as such. I say I didn't pay a huge amount for it, so yeah, we will see how it goes, and I will keep you updated.
Well, that worked better than I thought. So what I ended up doing is cutting it off, grinding a hex onto the top using a 10mm socket on my impact, and driving it out. And it came out, well, I think the threads on that nut are pretty toast. So I'll probably either try chasing them with a tap, or perhaps going up a size. I think they're M8 at the moment. Go M10, and then they should be good. But yeah, got one out, and now I'll move on to the other. This one has been a bit different. The thread has actually died on the bolt, but there we go, it's through. Yeah, so thread had died on the bolt, so chop it off, push it through. Sweet. So I am just going to give these a little clean out. I have an M12. Really tricky doing this one-handed. No, I can't do it one-handed, so I'll be back. That is job done on those. I am happy those are cleaned out, and there is plenty of thread still in there. So I was a bit worried that the thread had died as well, but no, all good. So I'll try and get some replacement screw handly type things, or if not, I'll have to try and fabricate something. But
okay, so a bit of an update on the trailer. I've had a bit of a play around with it. I've shortened the front end now because it was longer than it needed to be. Okay, so a bit more work on the trailer. What's the plan? Well, I've got myself some steel. I've got some 30-30 box and some 25 box. And the plan is to build a bracket for the lighting bar that slides in and out on the side rails. So the 30-30 box is going to go inside the side rails. It's got those bolt points there to clamp it down on. So that will be the 30-30, and then the 25 will go across the back, and then we'll put a couple of vertical posts or vertical just bits of flat bar that I can then use to clamp the lighting board itself onto, and yeah, that should hold that. Then I'm going to build a mast support. I've got some 50x50 box, and then I've got a piece of galvanized tube here, which is actually the key clamp system tubing. Somewhere around I've got a bracket which I'm going to use. Can't think where I've put it. So yeah, I'm going to use that. So I'm going to weld the 50-50 box onto some flat plates that will sit along the top here, U-clamp down. The 50-50 box will get welded to that and braced, and then the tube will be able to slide up and down in it, so it's adjustable. I'll then have some sort of bracket on the top of the tube to take the mast. So we'll weld a couple of nuts in, or make some maybe even just a couple of holes, so that we can adjust it up and down, and put some bolts through it, and then yeah, that should be all good. Not quite sure what we're going to do for mast support at the back for when we go pick up the boat. I'm thinking about just taking some timber and building something when we're there, when I know exactly what it looks like. It's a bit hard not knowing sizes and shapes and everything of the hull and the molds and whatnot. So it's going to be a bit trial and error, but I think we should be good. So on with this. I'm going to start on the lighting board, get that all fixed and welded up, and then move on to the mast support. So you know those box of bits of offcuts that you have kicking around for God knows how many years? Well, it's time to use them.
Yeah, I had this metal kicking around for donkeys, so some metal for these brackets on the motherboard. So like that, I reckon.
Roughly mocked it up. I'm gonna tack it in place and then weld it up. Cool, so that's the basics of that done working. I've got some M12 bolts coming to secure it, but yeah, so now I just need to decide on the brackets to hold the actual lighting board itself. Okay, so starting with this mast support that I'm doing. Annoying, I'm going to have to clean all this blue paint off, but there you go, it was cheap. I'm going to cut this down to 1.2 meters, and that should be about the right height for then taking the internal tube. So we're going to get that done, and then we're going to split this one, this piece in half, and use that as our support. Chop 2 45s on the end, and then weld it up. So we'll make a second one. I just need to cut the chamfer on the end of this. Right, so we've got the support cut. I'm going to tack that in place, and then I've got the two braces to go either side. So that's what we're going to do next. Right, so I think we're pretty much there, apart from getting it fully welded up by a friend of mine, which I've got to ask. I have the top M12 bolt, which just clamps against the post, and then I've got this M8 in here, which once I've decided on the height that I want to have the post, I will drill a hole through, and then that just slips through and bolts up. So yeah, it's kind of come together all right, really. On the top I've got I have got that at the moment. I guess in time I could make something better, but basically I'll just screw a piece of timber on the top there, and use that to rest the mast on. I don't think that'll go anywhere. And then some U-bolts to clamp it down on the front. So yeah, worked out all right. Right, so that is all tacked up. I've got a couple of nuts that I want to put on at those 2 points to act as a clamp for the tube that's going inside, so we've got some adjustment. I'm going to get a couple of U-bolts, maybe four U-bolts on there to clamp that down. Then I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do with this and how I'm going to bolt that up. It's a lot wider than the post, so I've got to try and figure out some sort of arrangement. Now this is only tacked. I think what I'm going to do is take this up to my friend at work and get him to weld this up really nice and strong, because I don't want it breaking. So yeah, I'll do that this week.
Unfortunately, between the previous clip and now, I lost a bit of footage. However, as you can see, we finally made it up to pick up the hulls, which is super exciting. The day went to plan. It couldn't have gone any better. We had a 4-hour drive up to get to where they were. We got them loaded on the trailer. We weren't quite sure how we were going to do it, but with a bit of work and a bit of chopping, which wasn't really an issue, we got it lashed onto the trailer, super sturdy, and start to make our way back home. Here you can see me just doing a few little modifications to get it to sit on top of the trailer. But yeah, as I say, once it was on there, it was rock solid, and we started to make our way back. So this was us on the road on the way home. We did a couple of stops just to make sure everything was still secure, and it was. As I say, the day went super smoothly. We got back at about 10 or 11 o'clock at night, so it was a quick stop to unload it and get it parked up. And yeah, that was it. A very successful day. Well, that just about wraps this one up. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please hit the subscribe button to follow the progress, and in the meantime, have fun out on the water. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.